What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sancho Live. We are episode 1 of Auditor Breakdown. We've heard of body cam police, breakdown, police cam breakdown. Episode 1, Auditor Breakdown, where we have an auditor on every single week and we break down some videos. We go over some videos and what we think and everything like that. I want to welcome our first guest, GA, Government Accountability. Welcome to Sancho Live.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
So let's start off with the
Good
most difficult question. What is an auditor?
I've kind of even back and forth with even using the term at all. I mean, what we do are audits, but in the general sense, it's somebody that would check into the books for financials or basically making sure that the operation is running as it's supposed to and everything is within the law. But me, I just I see it as a civil duty that we as citizens are supposed to, keep an eye on our government and make sure that they're, not doing work in our names and with our money in vain.
Okay. So what made you get into auditing and why?
For me, it was a mixture of things. Past experiences, kind of made me aware that there were some issues, within the justice system and how things operated. But just simple things as far as like I've been working for 20 years and paying taxes in some of these buildings that I'm contributing to paying for, I'd never even looked at or been inside. You know what I mean? So just learning the whole how government works and how police services work to educate myself, and then in turn educate other people who might see the video.
Do you go with the logic, rights are like your muscles? If you don't use them, they go to waste?
I do.
Cool. All right, let's go. You're going to put your hands on me, almost assaulted. When was this filmed?
I don't know exactly when it was filmed. It was I've only been doing this for a year. Started in officially like around February of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So this was probably somewhere in like right in the middle of that. I think I'm doing this audit with Rogue Nation and News Now South Florida, so I had already met them. The date might even be in the description.
Oh, yeah, let me find that out myself. So this was July 11th, 2019. You're going to a post office, so this is going to be fun. You have the post office's phone number and location. You're plugging the two auditors with you. Good job on that. Plug in your PayPal. You have every right to do so. Any particular reason why you posted their phone number?
I just posted the information to the post office, all of it, the address, where it's located, the address and the phone number.
Do you usually do that?
Not every video. It depends. Like, I have a lot of videos on there, and sometimes I'll just post like a description of what's in it and don't do it. But people want all kinds of information, even like as far as like the kind of gear that I'm using, and I need to go back in through videos and update some of that info. So
how has your gear changed from then to now?
how has my gear changed?
Yeah.
Well, I started with the cell phone that I had, but the first thing that I bought when I did this, or when I started doing this, was a GoPro. That was the first like piece of equipment that I actually got, and the reason that I got that is because I wanted a body camera, because I always got tired of hearing people say that you're putting the camera in their face, and so to do it without hands was one reason. And then if I was ever in a situation with or like interaction with law enforcement, I wanted them to not feel like I had anything in my hand. My hands were free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on. I have a public service announcement to make. I'm fucking trying to say hi to everybody. I've been getting ripped for not saying hi to people on these panels because I'm so focused. Like right now, my screen is blown up on your video, and I'm using my cell phone for the chat. And I'm doing my fucking best to say hi to everybody. The problem with saying hi to one person is if you forget one person, they're going to say, why aren't you saying hi to me? I'm doing the best I can, my people. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
I'll go ahead and take this time to say hi to everybody in the chat. I can't even see the chat right now, but I'm not even going to go into playing with trying to open two apps. I'm
Don't
trying
go
to keep
names.
Yeah.
Don't name
If any-
anybody because if you do, and we got a problem. Because they're going to be like, you didn't say hi to me. What about me? I thought I was special. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
calm the fuck down.
if anything, like if anybody has a question or something to say that you need me to see, just pop it up on the screen and
I'm reading the chat. I always read the chat. I got my cell phone reading it right now. Peachy just sent me a hello and a purple heart. Peachy Rider's coming up at 11 p.m. on Ladies' Night, I believe, along with Nevaeh and Teresa in Golden Eyes. So let's first question.
Why the fuck Peachy Rider?
Why the fuck are you auditing a post office?
Why am I auditing a post office? I'm just walking in there and looking around, basically, just to see basically how if they have a long line, what kind of service they're giving. It's really kind of a sweep. But
so I think there's a big thing that there's kind of a big thing. Do you consider yourself more of a gonzo journalist or an auditor?
Yeah, and that's why I said when you asked me what an auditor is, I'm like, I've kind of been back and forth with even like using the term. I understand that it is an audit, but gonzo journalist, civil rights investigator, there's all kinds of terms of things that you could do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I do that's not on camera, and I got a backlog of footage that's crazy I haven't even touched. Right. And there's records requests that I've done that that have telling information as far as like how things work and the runaround that you get that I haven't even touched. So there's a lot of work that I'm still working on. It's just I just got to a point now to where I've been able to organize all the footage and stuff that
Do you think it's easier to explain why you're doing post offices if you're a gonzo journalist compared to if you're an auditor?
I guess basically to me, when it comes to the word First Amendment audit, it's just practicing the first, like you said, exercising that right, and then the rest of it just comes down to how people in the general public react to an individual exercising their rights. So it doesn't really matter where you're going. I could just be outside on a public sidewalk minding my business. If I wanted to say film myself dancing or something out there, somebody might walk up to me and not understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, but it's not really up to me to have to explain it to them. I don't have to really answer to anybody. You know what I mean?
Because you go with the logic, you're not doing anything wrong, so why do I need to explain to you what I'm doing?
Well, exactly. People say, don't tread on me. Don't mess with me. I won't mess with you.
I like Rogue Nation's intro. Have you seen it?
Yeah, Power does what it wants.
Are you kind of motivated by his editing skills?
Am I motivated by his editing skills?
Yeah, he's good with intros, stuff like that.
I'm motivated by the work he does in general. I don't know how much time he personally puts into his editing. I like the intro and the outro for sure.
But, it's just like seeing an audit or whatever he wants to call it with an intro, content, outro, kind of steps aside from a little bit of the rest as far as what I'm seeing with a lot of these YouTubers who are doing this. I think when you see somebody putting in the work from a production stand of view, point of view, whether it's quality of equipment, quality of editing, that kind of gets you brownie points, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'm hoping that I earn some brownie points the more videos of mine that you might watch, because I've been in watching you. I mean, we've all probably been watching YouTube for a long time, but I, I I tend to go down rabbit holes, and I've watched all kinds of different content creators, and there's all kinds of different stuff that I
And
like
this
to
is an
watch
older
on.
video. Yeah, and this is an older video too. So this is not what you're doing now as far as like production wise, I'm stressing too.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
and I've yeah. Well, I guess we can get into the video if you want.
let's go. Tell me when to pause. I'll
Yeah.
pause it if there's anything
You
going
put
on.
your hands on me? You want me to, buddy?
So is it always a good idea to kind of highlight contact at the intro? Is that done on purpose, and why do you do so?
Well, I think people's attention spans are very short, and I hear the talk about clicks and views and all that kind of stuff. You had said something about subs when me and the Bang guys were in there, and I was like views, but I mean, who starts a YouTube channel with no intention of anybody watching their videos if they're posting them on YouTube into the public?
Do you think there's a
Doesn't
way
make
to
any sense.
accomplish? Do you think there's a way to accomplish change without the views?
I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, because how is anybody going to see what's happening if nobody watches? You know what I mean? Like think about, we talked about George Floyd yesterday. If if that cell phone video hadn't have got out, and everybody had to wait until all the body cam footage and all that stuff, things would probably be a lot different than they were now. They are now. You know what I mean?
Do you think the approach of going out, filming, and stacking a lot of film on an SD card or something, and then going to city councilors, going to city officials, do you think that may be a better strategy?
I mean, who's to tell the next person would? I might have opinions about a better strategy on how the police do stuff, but does that mean that's going to make them more or less effective? Are they more or less effective now than if you know? I maybe I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't posted too. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
because I just think there's multiple ways to the center of the lollipop. You can bite it or lick it or smash it against the
yeah,
ground
yeah,
and then eat it. And I just think there's
that's
always
true. And there's
I just made that analogy up, by the way. Eric Brandt, you're listening. You know my analogies are fucked. So don't judge me on my analogies. But I thought that was a somewhat okay analogy. I think there's multiple ways to accomplish change. And I look at the center of the
oh, of course.
lollipop being city officials and policymakers. How do you effectively get to them the most? What's the best approach? And I think this is one approach. And the other approach is, and I think this should be tried, exhausting your options along with this, so you can say to yourself, I've done everything. I've done everything. I've presented
Oh
this
yeah,
to
it's a
city
constant.
council. Yeah.
It's a constant learning process, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of person to where I'm just going to be set on, oh well, I know it all. You know what I mean? There's always
Yeah.
room for improvement. And my aunt slash godmother used to always tell me not to be a mental loafer. So I'm always trying to learn something. Like for instance, right now, you know, I've been reading the Florida State curriculum for the Law Enforcement Academy, because I've had all these questions about, well, what are they teaching them? You know what I mean? Like, if
Right.
all this stuff is going on in the country right now, what are they being taught? And it's hard to get interviews with officers that are on duty and stuff like that, and they're only going to tell you so much anyway. And even the people that were in here that uh, yesterday, that were saying that they were law enforcement, and then told me later that it was a different kind of law enforcement. I guess I don't know, but
One was a special
there's questions that I
forces.
have.
Right. I did find an RCMP officer who's probably listening now, who's going to be coming up on the show soon. Last night I actually found one. Officer Oak, I know, who is a police officer, but I can see what I can do with him. There's no promises, but I will say, do you think your advocacy work has more water to it when you have the viewership and or the phone calls attached to it?
You talking about
Like, let's just pretend like this video,
You know-
something really bad happened and your rights were violated. You have one approach going to the city officials, going to the mayor, going to the governor, all that stuff, and showing them the video, which you and I know it's a difficult time. They're busy people, especially during COVID, but it's an option. Everyone has an email. Do you think that isn't as strong of an approach as you do this video, it gets over 10,000 plus views, then you can get people to not only back you up, but call the city, shake the tree until a pineapple falls out? Do you think that's why this approach works?
I don't have any evidence from any of my work per se to say that anybody's called or anything on my behalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Is that the goal, to get like an Eric Brandt kind of backing where a lot of people?
No, I mean the only reason, like I said, that the stuff goes in there, you said the PayPal account. I don't ask for money. You know what I said? You know what I mean? I got the link there. If somebody feels like doing it and they wish to, they can. I'm not going to say no, but yeah, it's kind of the same idea with the information being posted. If somebody feels like they want to speak up on my behalf, they can. I'm not asking anybody to do anything. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's go. So this is July
Yes,
of last year. How hot is it in Florida in July? I was there in October and I couldn't fucking stand it. I spent 8 hours in there and got the fuck out of Florida. How hot is it in July?
Oh, it's hot.
Jesus.
You could, wake up, take a shower, go outside, and stand out there for a half an hour, and you got to take a shower again.
Oh,
it's bad. And you can feel free to
do you hear that?
Skip through some of. I can hear it. Yes.
All right. So
I don't speak very loud.
And you got wind too.
Respects our right to free press, to film in public.
I'm getting dizzy, homie.
Says that they need a new post office.
Here we go.
Too old or wood here.
So regular post office, like we all normally know.
He says that they need a new post office here.
I like the people down here.
Yeah.
So you're interviewing people.
No, she. I just walked by her and she had just started, talking about how she liked the people there, but they had like water damage and they needed to do some work on the post office. Just nicely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have. It's all about how you act towards me as to how what you get in return. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that's all that was. I wasn't really trying to interview her. She just was talking to me. And
do you do like Immigrants Press does and says, I'm doing a story on the post office? Can I speak to you?
No, not really. I like I said, I'm more of the fly on the wall approach, unless I have like a specific question for somebody. But
okay.
Just to see if
all the water damage and stuff. Yeah, they need to do something about that. Well, you have a good day, ma'am.
Okay, you too.
Like I said, normal. How you doing?
All right. So I like that. Like, you slow mode the first contact. You slow mode. You kind of highlighted what they initially thought about you. I thought that was a really good thing to do. Because that was an important part in this.
You got there. Oh, you're not going to get it.
So poster 7 you're showing. The debate over poster 7 is zoomed in right here. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or a federal court order or rule. Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head. My question is, there are some people who are, this is a big topic. This is a big debate.
Yeah, I know.
What's your response to the people who think that you don't fall under the category for news purposes because you're not a news organization, and you more fall into the last sentence? Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster, which is usually the general fight that comes at you, correct?
Yeah, I've heard it on this channel and
Right.
some other channels, but for news purposes, the freedom of press is pretty clear in the way that that information is shared in is as everybody else likes to say in this day and age. Anybody that is generating, or I'm sorry, disseminating matters of public interest to the public, whether it be somebody's Facebook page or whatever,
Right.
is technically considered free press. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Any identification, but I'm independent media, and I just am in a public place right now documenting all the public areas up.
So do you usually get that "what the fuck are you doing, you crazy" look?
Not from everybody. Like I said, a lot of people just ignore us. If they're at the counter or whatever, they turn around, they see somebody's there with a camera. They may have questions in their own head as to, what's this guy's deal, but they don't act on it. You know what I mean? It's the people that go, it's funny because VF, I'm sure you know him, kind of started doing a Darren Karen thing after all these, frauditor videos. And to me, I don't really see what the difference is between when people come up and act a certain way towards what we're doing, and then just somebody out in public doing the same thing and somebody else filming it. It seems all pretty similar. If I'm not going in there and intentionally trying to bug somebody, then why did the out of pocket reaction?
Right. Just a heads up. Right now, this is a one-on-one, so I'm not having anyone else up because it's only an hour stream. Ladies' night's on at 11. I know people are asking to come up, but we only have, I know it's the wrong panel link. It's last night's panel link because I'm not letting anyone up tonight because ladies' night's on at 11, and I want to give GA as much time as possible within this hour to break down him as a gonzo journalist or an auditor or whatever you want to call him. I want to give him that time to do one-on-one. And I will more than happy break down Joe Cool's Cop Watching any night of the week. He's got my email.
And I appreciate that. And I'm not opposed to coming back and letting people give me constructive criticism or say that I'm a piece of shit or whatever they want to do, and let me respond to it.
So are you lucky right now
yeah,
that So are you lucky right now? I mean, some post offices are much larger and they have to walk them to Poster 7. Are you kind of fortunate enough to be right in front of the Poster 7 and the person about to confront you?
I don't think I even pointed it out to her. I mean, I was just sitting there looking at it. And I think we talked with the other guys. Like I said, Rogue Nation and News Now South Florida are in this video too.
Okay. All right, let's go.
The post office. I haven't been getting any transactions or anything like that, so I don't see the issue so far.
Well, can you wait a moment? I'll get our supervisor.
Sure. Well, again, there is their Poster 7 that they never seem to know about. And you know what? I just actually had a citizen tell me they need to do some work on this post office because there's all kinds of water damage outside. And this is where they conduct their business in there, but we're not going to go in there because there are people conducting business.
So is that your number one rule? When there are people in there, you do not film?
No, it wasn't really a rule. It was more because of the contact that was just made. She wanted me to wait. She was already feeling it. I try to calm people's nerves the best that I can when they get, you know, in these something suspicious is going on because people have cameras mode.
So you do have no issue filming people that are in the post office?
No, it's not even really about the people. Like I said, there's going to be people in there, or there won't be people in there. This particular time, I just said I'm going to go in that area later, but at the moment, I was waiting because this lady told me to wait. She sounded like she was going to have a supervisor come talk to me or something. You'll see how it pans out later.
She wants to get the supervisor to speak with us. We must not have messed with him too much because he was in and out. Well, we're not going anywhere, that's for sure.
I have to ask, what is your goal with, what's your goal with post offices?
Just to see if people respect my right to record in public. And the same goal that, like I said, if anywhere I go, whether it be just out on a public sidewalk,
My opinion on post offices, I think post officers are useless, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're, as a gonzo journalist or an auditor, your major goal is to initiate and establish change. So you look at what will have the biggest impact on establishing change and initiating change. Getting a postmaster to instruct 4 or 5 employees to allow a video camera in is minute compared to filming an officer committing a crime, filming an officer violate your First Amendment rights, filming an officer arrest you on a sidewalk for filming. You could be spending your time doing those things instead of something as small as post offices. What's your thoughts on that?
Not every video is a post office. You know what I mean? The first quote unquote audit of a post office was just me going in and conducting my business and filming while doing it. It wasn't my business wasn't the story, at that point in time. It was just like me going and like I said, conducting my business and just documenting it. So yeah, I mean, there's people that may say that there's no point in going into a lot of places, but I said, like, it's just exercising the right and seeing if anybody's going to violate that right.
All right, let's go.
So we'll hang out on the premises for a second and see if they have anybody that's going to come talk to us.
You could probably fast forward a little bit until
perhaps he's the supervisor.
You see where I'm walking inside and they got Rogue Nation, and there you go.
Now, you do see why it's a little, I don't want to say offsetting, that there's 3 dudes with cameras, 2 of them with pretty fancy cameras. I'm seeing one right now at least. Do you see why it's a little like, what the fuck?
I mean, people walk around wearing crazy shit all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, but I don't think they have 3 people showing up with cameras on a daily basis in their post office.
And
like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's why a postmaster might be called, because they're like, what the fuck's going on? I'm going to call a higher up because I don't want to deal with this. Is that part of the reason why there's a supervisor call on? Or could it be the opposite, where I don't think you should be doing this, I'm going to call a supervisor?
Well, I think, I'm kind of foreshadowing here in the video. We waited around for whoever this lady said she was going to have come out and talk to us or whatnot.
Right.
I went in the area where they were, doing transactions later, just to ask her if she was good, like, does she need us to hang out anymore? Does anybody need to come talk to me? And then she acted like she never spoke to me in the first place. So,
Which means she got a call and was told it was okay, you think, right?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
So is your goal for closure every time you go to a post office? Like closure meaning make sure your message got across?
But yeah, if they react negatively, and there's a good example when we went to Pembroke Pines. Of course, I'm sure that'll be very controversial amongst a lot of people. First of all, it's like a 30-minute video, and there were lots of us there, and there were lots of customers there. But that kind of got the whole, like, postal inspector. It had postal police there, all that, just because a couple employees didn't understand. You know what I mean? So yeah, if the reaction is negative, then and it's because of um, lack of education on the subject, we would like to make sure that the next person that goes in there doesn't have the same problem.
Have you ever done an audit where you thought you wasted your time?
Mm, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, like I said, it's all about just going out and exercising the right for me. So, uh, filming is something that I like to do. Making videos is something that I like to do anyway. I
Right.
have slowed down on the editing of them and posting of them lately, but uh,
So a big poster 7
I
question
don't
we're
know. I
getting
mean,
is from NJ Diver, Title 41, Chapter 102, Part 1. This guy's a fucking genius. Part 102-74, Subpart C. Conduct on federal property, S102-7.420. What is the policy concerning photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes? Is there a comment on
is
that?
that I guess that's a question for me. I mean, it said it in the thing.
Please ask him if he has read the CFRs that Poster 7 is based on.
No, I haven't read the whole CFR. I mean, you said he was a genius, but I mean, I Google stuff all the time and copy and paste as well. I can look
Okay.
it up. I'm sure it's not going to change my mind too much about it, though.
Okay.
Oh, the guy in this SUV? Well, they just left again, but the one person got out, right?
So are you waiting for potential police to come? Is that an option? Is that on the table right now?
I have no idea. I was just waiting because the lady asked me to wait, and it sounded like she said she was going to have a supervisor talk to me.
How long were you waiting for?
I couldn't even find Rogue Nation at one point. Like when I came back in the building and they were standing in the corner over here. That was me locating him. And then I kind of got tired of waiting after a certain point, so I went to ask the lady what was going on. But no, I don't
So they already made contact.
think that any cops were called or anything of the sort at this point.
Yeah, they said something. Yeah, I'm allowed to be here.
She was talking to me about, can we get some kind of ID from you? I said, no, you can't have any ID. They seemed pretty concerned, so they were hanging out.
They seemed it, but they don't seem it now.
Who want to smoke? Who want to smoke? Who want to smoke? Maybe they've been educated.
I saw you showing her 37. What'd you
Oh,
say?
I always document it. I didn't even say anything about it. She should know it.
Oh, you didn't come up and
I came up to it, but I didn't say, hey, well, this says blah, 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 blah.
That was the part where
Hey, did your
you asked
camera
me
always
earlier
shake
if
this much?
or
Jesus fucking Christ, this camera's shaking like crazy. Is it just me, or are you shaky as fuck doing this?
it's old, man, and I had.
I know.
I don't even
I'm beating
know
the
at this
old
point.
you up. I'm beating the old you up, but Jesus Christ, I almost threw up 3 times. This is shaky as fuck. Do you have a gimbal and stuff now?
And,
Good, because I'm seeing
still working
Rogue
on
with
stuff. Yeah.
I'm seeing Rogue with a 12-inch gimbal, and you fucking shaking like fucking Dikembe Mutombo's finger. Like, Jesus. All right, let's go.
Here's the point. Once again, all these cameras, but our
So your response, so your message here is they're able to film us. Why aren't we able to film them? Am I wrong saying that?
Oh, I won't. It's something that I've not been able to wrap my head around this whole time. Why people are so concerned with an individual's camera, but we're being watched at all times. But yeah, I've felt that way for a while. They're recording us and watching everything that we do. We should be able to watch them as well.
cars are the problem.
So why don't you want to go in there? It's Corey, I heard you say something.
Oh, I
about
just said I'm not
taking
going
a
in there because they're doing transactions and she's already asking me questions and stuff. So I figured if they're gonna act some type of way, they're gonna act some type of way no matter where we are.
True.
Trying to ring the bell from where she came out the first time.
I thought I rang it.
Ask him if we're still waiting on a supervisor.
William, Mike, can you go back out?
So the old guy's a little perturbed. The old guy's looking at you like, the fuck you doing with this camera? So I'm expecting this guy to say
He
something.
could be
to you.
he could be minding his own business too, though. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's minding his own business right now. He's pretty perturbed on what
No,
the
he's
fuck
not.
these guys
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
here.
He could be just turned around and doing his business and not worried about what we're doing, but he's very concerned with us. Yeah,
We'll see.
as he'll state.
You're pointing that camera at me. You don't have my permission.
Well, you're in public, sir. That was you I spoke to out here, right? Sandy?
Excuse me?
Was that you that I spoke to over here? You don't know how to talk now or something? I'm only inquiring because somebody.
So he doesn't want to be filmed. Why don't you just avoid a small battle and just not film him and only film the people who are, according to a lot of people, being paid by taxpayers' dollars?
I think at this point, I'm just trying to talk to the lady. I'm probably not even paying attention to. It's pointed in a general direction. You know what I mean? I'm not zoomed in on him, trying to, highlight him or anything like that. I'm trying to get an answer to my question, and I think I'm going to go film like the shipping supplies, and then I'm going to walk out back to that corner where we were before.
Told me to wait out there. I just want to make sure that nobody has to come talk to us. She said she was going to get a supervisor and told me to wait here. So I just want to make sure that we don't need to wait for anything. Okay, just making sure. Here's your shipping supplies and all this stuff. 99 times out of 100 people don't understand when they're in public. They don't have any expectation of privacy.
So that's the number one message here, right?
Well, I think that should be clear to everyone by now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know Rogue Nation has mentioned that. I think it was a court case where the guy had gotten caught like taking pictures up
Right.
girls like dress or whatever in public,
Right.
and then he was found in favor of him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even. Nobody's trying to be that intrusive.
Right.
Look
So
how
let me
far
play.
away I am from. But
So there's a confrontation with Rogue right now, right?
That's News Now South Florida. He's back
Okay.
in the corner where I was standing when I was in there, and the guys. There you go.
Hey,
He's
You're on camera.
calling everyone
You're
a
on
fucking
camera, bud.
asshole. You guys are doing nothing disrespectful. You're just filming them, right?
Yeah.
I was pointing at the cameras, telling them that he's on camera. The ones that are on the ceiling above our head.
Is there any moral? Are you gonna film the license plate?
At
Do
this
you
point,
usually
yeah.
film license
Public
plate?
information.
Is it because he
If somebody
flipped you
acts like,
off? Is it because he pissed
it's
you off?
because
Be
he was,
honest.
well, it was because he was acting like an asshole when nobody was doing anything.
So that was a little bit more like I'm gonna go, fuck off, kind of like, right?
I mean, I just walked out the building and he
So,
backed out of his parking
in your
space and I
opinion, did this post office pass or fail?
the post office itself, I feel like it passed.
Have
I
you
mean,
done
the
a revisit?
No, but I don't have a vehicle, so
Okay.
I haven't got back out that way.
Would you go back to revisit, and
Sure.
have you done revisits on your channel?
Yeah, I've done revisits on my channel. I do a lot of going around to locally here, so I'll go by City Hall every once in a
Right.
while and see how things are going in there.
So this is
and,
now we're going back to July. I'm trying to, because we have 17, we have a little bit left, so I'm trying to get through everything at once. So we're going back to July. So this is from a year ago still, right?
Yeah.
Or-
This was and I didn't even let me set this up, I guess. This is like the health department in Sarasota. And we had already been walking through there. There's a guy that's like an administrator in the building that told the security guard that we were good to be doing what we were doing. And he takes it upon himself to call law enforcement. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
All right.
And this won't make you throw up because it's a my body cam, just a GoPro on the chest.
This is 1,000 times better. I mean, it's probably a combination of a post office, which I don't like, and the shakiness. This is much more easier because I don't have to throw up and be educated. I'd rather just be educated. So this is kind of ballsy because cameras aren't usually at a place like this. Is that why you're getting so much resistance?
No, I just told you that there was and you'll see I'll point out the administrator I was talking about later.
Okay.
You might want to pause it for a second.
All right.
He had already told this security guard that we were okay to film the public areas in that health department building. We're not going in like individual rooms or any restricted areas or anything like that. We're just hallways in like the main lobby. But this guy, you'll see how he reacts later. I just wanted you to not miss anything here.
So right now you're dealing with security guards.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
And you-
G4S. G4S.
And you
Florida
clearly
is
have an issue with man buns.
I don't. He just
I
made
do.
the comment. Rogue Nation made the comment.
I do not give you permission to videotape me, so you.
So that's like the number one response. Whenever you go out and do this, I don't care who you are, one of the number one responses, we could do like a fucking Wheel of Fortune game to see what was the top 5 responses. And one of those responses is going to be, you don't have permission to film me. How often do you hear that? And do you always have the same rebuttal every time that's said to you?
I hear it a lot. Actually, I don't know if I've heard it that many times, but I've seen it a lot, I guess. I've watched a lot of videos.
You don't have permission to film me. People think that their face is their likeness and they don't want it to be out there, and they don't give you permission to do it, so why are you doing it?
Yeah, in public, again, you don't really have a say as to. I think I told the lady in a police station this one time, you don't really have a say as to what somebody else does with it. It's why you can't go to Disney World and tell people that Can you make sure that if you post those on Facebook, you blur my face out, and because I happen to be in the background of your picture.
Has your squad done any events publicly, like at a campus or something, where it's a presentation on why you do what you do and why it's important to know your rights and to exercise your rights, or no?
No, that hasn't happened as of now.
Do you think that might be good?
I think that there's definitely a possibility of talking about that.
It's like $100 for a VFW hall. You mean to tell me Rice Krispies doesn't have $100 to rent the VFW hall and get a PowerPoint presentation and create 1,000 flyers and get as many people in that room as possible to educate them? So when they leave, you're not going to have an issue with them down the road telling you can't do something you're allowed to do?
I'm not saying that there isn't any value in something like that. It's just not something that we've done yet.
No one's done it. No one's done it that I've seen. And I think that's missing the opportunity because, there's always a fine line between entertainment and education, but we're not focusing on the education as much as we should. With the audience you all have, you can take that audience and get people from a local level to attend a seminar or something on the Constitution so they know their rights. Because unfortunately, it takes videos to remind them of their rights sometimes.
And you see, if I was a different type of person that was just set in my mind that only channels like you and a few other channels are just bringing people down and being negative on certain people, we would never have this conversation in order to talk about these type of things. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate, like you said, playing more devil's advocate than just
a lot of it's devil advocate with me, because if I'm here to build relationship and I'm here to build a bridge to fix the gap. And there's a gap between pro-police and anti-police and whoever's in the middle. So there's three groups. There's three groups right there. And I'm doing my best to get everybody bridged together into one. The big question I have is your video monetized? Is your channel monetized? It's not, right? Like you told me it's not, right?
No, I never told you that it wasn't.
Oh, that was someone else told me. Sorry.
No, monetization is I just see it as a perk. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was the predator poacher group. Sorry, I get my interviews confused. So, what's your response to this other side of the fence? You have me in a video. You're making money off that video because it's monetized. It's wrong. You shouldn't make money off my face. What's your response to that?
I don't make money. I make money off of a company deciding that they want to place an ad on the video, and if that video is okay with the content or whatever. Like we said, there's avenues. If you have that big of a problem with your face being on YouTube, you can go through those avenues, and it'll either happen or it won't happen as far as it getting taken down.
You ever have a fear of? You ever have a fear of somebody reporting your video that was in your video?
Like I said, I've already gotten a privacy complaint before. Do I have a fear of anything beyond that? Is that what you're asking?
Of it happening again? Because at the end of the day, the video has to come down, right?
No, it just depends on it.
Oh, okay.
They make a claim. It's like anything else. They make a claim, and then
you won the claim, so you won it. Okay.
That one, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one that, not you, but with someone else, that they lost and they had to take the video down?
I think I can't think of any specific examples, but I'm sure that it has happened.
All right.
It just hasn't happened to me yet. Most of the time, if I've had to, go ahead.
Great. I love those guys. Please don't touch me.
Don't
Get out of my face with the camera.
So if he touched the phone, there are some people that say my hand is, what do they say? A derelict of the phone or some big word they use. And it's considered assault. An extension of yourself. Is that considered assault right now?
in Florida, any unwanted touching is considered a battery. So, you're in his face.
No,
You walked up to him.
No.
You walked up.
I don't give you a right to video me.
You need to go read the Constitution, sir.
It's my right not to be filmed.
That's not a right written
You want
anywhere.
that?
Show me. That's a common misconception too, that people have a right not to be filmed.
Right, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah,
it's my right not to be filmed, because you always say it's my right to film, and they say it's my right for you not to film me.
Yeah, and the Fourth Amendment doesn't deal with that. You know what I mean? That's the only amendment that
all right, who
has
just got in a white
anything to do
coat?
with privacy.
Right.
He's a doctor. The guy behind him is the administrator that I told him earlier that we were cool to be there.
With the guy in the black shirt?
What's that?
The guy that's walking up the stairs right now.
Yep.
Two of them got gray shirts, striped black shirts.
Thomas Captain
One's
Awesome.
got green, blue jean shorts.
Thomas Captain Awesome. They know who it is.
He can't hold it together to get through the description right now.
Do you consider
Basically,
this a waste of police resources?
Oh, of course. Of course. There's so much stuff that people call the police for. I can't believe that it happens half the time. And it seems like it's encouraged more nowadays for people to just call 911, whether it's actually an emergency or not, which is also a shame too, because that gets into
Grab that man bun.
hiding a bunch of things through redactions too. So.
All right.
But he asked the PD to, told him already that he wanted to have us trespass.
So as soon as the cops are called, as soon as the cops are being called, you freeze and stay there. You don't want to leave, right?
No, on this instance, we actually did leave. The cops did. I think I have the report somewhere, and I don't know if I put him in another video or what, but they showed up. And basically, there were no laws broken, so nobody.
From what I've seen from 2 videos, there's a difference between an auditor and an agitator. And if you were to call yourself an auditor, I would consider you an auditor a hell of a lot more than an agitator. If anything, you've been the guy in the sideline watching shit go down.
As soon as I saw it was G4S, yeah. This visit here. Where we parked, I guess his wife or something was but he said out there in the parking garage. Somebody being useless, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was running out on the sidewalk when we were leaving and taking pictures of our license plate and stuff too. So,
was there any follow up?
I think I have another man. There's another man bun video in there, and that was more him, following us to take the picture of the license plate and stuff. But I guess the lady in the vehicle that was, I think, in front of us, it's been a long time since I watched it, but she was confronting us in the parking garage.
All right.
And I guess it turned out to be his wife. So yeah, that was quite a shit.
So have you heard from that guy? Did he file a complaint? Did he call it? Did he do anything, or was it just all talk?
No, never heard anything else about it.
Right. So let's go rapid fire. 5 minutes ago, Stallbird Jesse, he has a question. Where in the Constitution or Bill of Rights does it say you have the right to audit?
I have a right to free press. I have a right to film in public. That's what I said. The audit, call it whatever the hell you want to, man. My channel name's changed a couple times too. I'm to the point now where it's like, call me whatever the hell you want to.
People have rights. People have a right of privacy, even in public, to an extent established by SCOTUS.
Yeah, it's called a reasonable right to privacy.
Somebody called me
if you
princess.
create that privacy.
That. I've been called princess. I've been called a frauditor. I'm doing well this week. What else are we looking at for questions? Ask the above question, Taco Josh. He wants to know, What about the fact that you are filming them? And I already asked that question. My guy, Jesus Christ, I'm reading old comments, so I'm yelling at you for no reason.
Again, you guys with the monetization, I was doing this for a long time for the free, and me being monetized doesn't really change that anyway.
What do you plan to do with license plate numbers?
What do I plan to do? I didn't plan to do anything. I just documented it.
You document it. And I think that's the big issue we're having here between Gonzo Photography and Auditor. That's why you're getting bunched into the Auditor bunch when you consider yourself a Gonzo photographer, which that description has, I don't want to say a little bit more legitimacy, but it's been around a lot longer than auditors have. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and auditors and frauditors are getting intermingled too. You know what I mean? So
right. So I want to.
Who coined that term, by the way? The first time I ever heard it was Gary Snow, but who actually coined the term frauditor? I mean,
we got to figure that out. I got called a frauditor this week myself, and I haven't picked up a camera once. So we have to figure that out, and I will do an investigation to figure that out.
That code of ethics that y'all came up with, that was.
Which one, the frauditor or the auditor one? Which one do you like?
I didn't see the auditor one. I only saw I thought it was all the same thing.
No, totally different.
Like
There's a difference between the two, and that's the biggest disconnect I have with the auditing community as far as someone like you or someone like Rogue Nation is initially. You guys think I label everybody bad because you have a camera in your hand and you're a frauditor, and it's totally the opposite. And I have
I come to learn. Yeah. I come to learn that, and that's what I respect what you're doing because it's.
Look, we just lost him. He was complimenting me, and we fucking lost him. Shit, that's the absolute worst timing. He's complimenting me with 2 minutes ago, and his connection shits out. Anyone else want to compliment me for the next 2 minutes? 1 minute, please do. Do you believe there's a place in more? That's not a fucking compliment, Taco. Anyone have a compliment for me? All right. I'll let him up. Perfect timing. You got knocked off when you were complimenting me. Fuck, man.
Yeah, I respect. I accidentally hit the button to leave. I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
I respect what you're doing, and I think it's good, that we keep that conversation open. Got to keep the dialogue open, and nobody should just be shutting down. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it shouldn't. I think that the I hear a lot of personal attacks sometimes and stuff like that. I don't think that really gets anybody anywhere. Everybody's welcome to their opinion.
It's like the protests. Whenever there's violence, it hurts the movement. It hurts the message.
Precisely.
It really is. So I want to apologize. I want to apologize for putting this in an hour. I have the ladies from Ladies Night and backstage on the other stream waiting to hop on. Can you tell everyone where to find you? And if I'm not saying, I would like for you to plug your channel. And if you want to plug anything else, PayPal, whatever, I am giving you the full clearance to do so because I like your work.
Well, I appreciate that, El Sancho. I'm Government Accountability on YouTube. I have a page on Facebook with the same name. I also run a page called Polk County Cop Watch on Facebook. I'm not going to, my PayPal and stuff is in the link to my videos. I don't ask for anything. I'm not hiding from anyone. If you really want to know who I am, my first name's Corey, by the way. So, nice to meet you, people out there. But yeah, check out my stuff. Leave me some constructive criticism. Hopefully not the same talking points that everybody just keeps making all the time in here that aren't really getting us anywhere. But I'm gonna shut up so that you can get your ladies on here. And
awesome.
Thanks again for having
I'm gonna wrap up now. Thank you so much for Government Accountability. Please follow him. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, his channel as well. Ladies Night's coming up. We're gonna end the stream. 50 people on. I want every 50 of you people, 51 people, come on over to Ladies Night. We're about to start that right now.